some A-I-D-A stories to you, to you, to you, to you. And then we will be discussing them as well. And I will also be adding a couple of mic scratches as well, but I will try to keep them really light, like almost touching the mic, or really lightly. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first story that I want to read to you is called AIDA for ruining my boyfriend's birthday dinner because I didn't accept it. To pay for everyone. Let's see. I, 20, have been dating my boyfriend Ryan, 21, for about a year. For his birthday this year, I wanted to do something special. So I told him I'd take him out to a nice dinner, just the two of us, and I'd cover the bill. He was super excited and agreed. So I made a reservation at a nice restaurant, put on a nice dress, and was excited to see his reaction. When I got there, I was surprised to see that Ryan had invited his best friend, who also arrived with his girlfriend. He hadn't mentioned anything about them coming. I was caught off guard, but I thought, why not having a nice couple dinner? The whole time, his best friend and his girlfriend ordered a ton of appetizers and multiple drinks each. I started panicking a little because I realized the spell was going to be way more than I'd planned for. Toward the end, Ryan leaned over and said, "Don't forget, you said you'd cover it." I told him I agreed to pay for his dinner because of his birthday and not for another couple I didn't even know was coming. He said it's rude to invite people to dinner and not pay for them. At this point, I already thought, what is wrong with you? And told him it's rude to invite people to a dinner that someone else is paying for this with insulting me for embarrassing him in front of his friend. Now I'm thinking about breaking up because he is not talking to me since 1 week, even though I wanted to apologize. Maybe some of you got some advice for me. I think this is a really obvious one. I think it's already rude to invite more people without telling your girlfriend first, because, she thought it was just going to be a date between the two of them. And then even expecting her to pay for his friends is just ridiculous. So I would say that she's not the a-hole for this. So let's find another one. Okay, I have another one. An idea for telling my husband I won't cook dinner every night because I also work full time. I, for the have been married to my husband, Tom, 32M, for 4 years. We both work full-time jobs. He works in IT and I work in marketing. Despite us having similar work hours, I've somehow ended up being the one who cooks dinner every single night. At first, I didn't mind because I enjoy cooking, but over time, it's become exhausting. Some days, I come home after a long day and just want to relax. Meanwhile, Tom comes home, sits on the couch, and waits for dinner to be served. He never offers to help with the cooking or cleaning afterwards. Last night, I told Tom that I'm done being the only one responsible for cooking dinner. I suggested that we split the responsibility and that he cooks a few nights a week. We take turns or we order takeout sometimes. Tom got defensive and said it's not a big deal since I'm better at cooking anyway, and that it's something I always done. He also said that he's too tired after work and doesn't see why this needs to change. So I would say that Tom is clearly in the wrong here. So if you both work, you cannot just expect your partner to cook every single night. I, of course, don't know how all the other chores are divided between the two of them. But in general, I think that you are both tired after you come home in the evening, and you should support each other by splitting this chore equally. Or like at least bring takeout home from time to time. So this was that story. So I think we are going to be reading one more story. Let's see. Okay, I think I found one. AITA for starting to date someone else after the girl I was dating ghosted me for over a month. I am 25, was looking for a relationship, someone I could be serious about. I met to be at 23 on a dating site, and we got on really well. We hung out, went on some dates, and we were in contact through text messages every day around a month. I expressed that I liked her. She told me she liked me too, and then she just stopped responding to me. It was really out of the blue. I hit her up one day. She opened my message and completely earned me. I didn't pester and assumed she may have been busy in that moment, but she never responded to the rest of the day. I hit her up the next day, asking if she'd like to go somewhere with me, like a day out to the city or something. Again, she read the message and aired me. I decided to just not message her after that. 3 weeks went by and I heard nothing from her. So also got on well and we have started dating and have been dating for the last couple of weeks, and I have been really enjoying our time together. Yesterday I got a text from B. She apologized and told me her grandma had died and she'd been struggling mentally. I told her I was sorry to hear that. Then she tried to just kind of pick up where we left off. I messaged back explaining that I thought she was no longer interested and that I was dating someone else now. She wasn't happy to hear that and sent me a huge message talking about her mental health and that she didn't want me to. And told me that she didn't want me to see that and have to hear about that when we are fresh in our dating. I told her I would have understood that had she just dropped me a simple text to say all this at the time, instead of completely airing me. It wasn't about to just stop hanging around without a word for weeks. For as I knew, she was just ghosting me. She called me heartless. I told her I can't read minds over the phone. She messaged me a couple of times over the last 24 hours, and I've now blocked her number. I also told Kay about the situation, by the way. So I think that the person who wrote this is not in the wrong here. Because how is he supposed to know that she's going through a tough time and not just ghosting him out of nowhere? It's sad, but I think it's a common occurrence nowadays when you're in the dating scene that some people will just ghost your friend